So what's the status of your guys' exams? I mean, has it been postponed, cancelled? What is it?
Accordingly, like to university, there's no status on that. We don't know yet what's gonna happen.
Okay.
But I read this news yesterday that said कि August से the colleges will reopen, universities and colleges.
That's new admissions. Colleges will start, but however, exams was what I was asking them.
Okay, another minute and then we'll start, I guess.
Sure. So if you give a quick introductory note, and then we'll start,
definitely,
right?
definitely, yeah. Okay, then I guess we should start. Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
So today, as we all know, you must have heard why we are here for. But just to brush up your memory on who the guest of honor we have today, he is Mr. Bhinoy Jhaper, the principal trainer and founder of TLC, that's Teresa's Learning Center. He is an entrepreneur with an experience in setup, incubation, and execution for business in India for the past 17 years. He is a trainer who expertises in the area of soft skill, personality development, and is a motivational speaker. An expert in boosting the business development of a company, he specializes in training the employees of big giants like that of Faurecia and L'Oreal. Today, he has come up to help us understand the main concept of entrepreneurship and why it is useful in this century. So, Mr. Bhinoy, could you please start?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. TLC, that is, I and my team members have been to BUP once before, and we had a very interesting session then where we spoke on the same topic of entrepreneurship. And it was a presentation that we made, and it was a very interactive session. But because of this being an online session, and also it is time bound, so that's the reason why Joseph, I got in touch with him, and we had him curate some questions, which I think all of you wrote back to him, and from which he picked up the top 5 questions. And the way it will go today is I'll answer these 5 questions as soon as possible, and towards the end I'll keep it open for Q&A relevant to these 6 questions. I mean, these 5 questions, or anything more that you would like to know. So I'm sorry this cannot be more interactive than how I would have liked it to be, but I spent enough time, and what I could do is I could then have these answers typed out. Or is this recording, Jose, by the way?
Yes, it's recording. I'll send you in.
Excellent. So I think that would be shared with you also, where you could also go back to it for notes. Yeah. So I'm starting off. So the first question that came our way was, is it good to expand the team in the first 6 months, depending on your sales? And if sales go down, what should be the plan? What to do? Okay. That is a very interesting question. It only shows that the perspective of running a team, you're not thinking of it as an assignment, but as more of a holistic view, looking at as a corporate or company. So kudos to you on that. Expansion of team is a very pragmatic and practical question. इसको तुम जिस तरह से सोचोगे, मुझे लगता है से ज़्यादा मुझे पता है. ये एक so Jose, okay, so
sorry, I was not able to hear you. You were saying something, yeah.
I was saying I'm going to switch between Hindi and English in between.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
That should be okay.
Sure,
okay,
no problem.
तो टीम को कब एक्सपैंड करना चाहिए, बहुत ही प्रैक्टिकल डिसीजन होना चाहिए, जहां पर यार काम बहुत बढ़ रहा है, मुझे लगता है कि लोगों को और हायर करना चाहिए. दिस इज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम्स जो हायरिंग के वक्त लोग करते हैं, या फिर स्टार्टअप इनिशियल टाइम पे. प्रैक्टिकल 2 चीजों पे होती है. एक तो तुम्हारा काम कितना है, एंड द बिगेस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ कोर्स फाइनेंसेस कितने हैं, क्योंकि तुम हायर करते हो तो मार्केट में आज there are many engineers who are coming in and they would want a promising career. जॉब के साथ में कि काम लर्निंग कितना है और फाइनेंस कितना है, उसके मुताबिक लोगों को फैसला लेंगे. So you can expand whenever you want, as long as you earn revenue and you can justify the positions. सेल्स बढ़ने के साथ में ही जितना आमदनी ठन्नी खर्चा रुपया मत करो, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात होती है. Where you certainly look at operational expenses along with salary and other expenses. इसके बावजूद you have at least some corpus kept for immediate time. जैसे कि अभी ये कोरोना के वक्त TLC had planned, तो अभी business नहीं है 2 महीनों के लिए, उसके बावजूद we can survive because we did save up, we invested and money grew by itself. तो हायरिंग यस एक्सपेंशन तब करो जब सेल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट्स आई है, यू नो कि मैं लोगों को एम्प्लॉय करूंगा, दैट इज गोइंग टू ट्रांसलेट एंड स्टार्ट अर्निंग रेवेन्यू फॉर मी. हायरिंग शुड बी जस्टिफाइड वेरी वेल विथ कि हाँ सच में इतनी जरूरत है कि अभी 5 लोग हैं लेकिन काम मुझको 7 लोगों का दिख रहा है. फॉर 8 hour वर्क कितना होता है? Start doing project management. Like we at TLC have started using Agile. If anyone from software will understand how to use Agile, जिसमें से हमें actually हमारे man hours, it's gone down to the hour level, and we've understood that 3 of us can actually do the work pretty well, and nobody else needs to be hired. So go down to micro plan and decide rather than on gut feeling. Do not hire. Now, sales going down का immediate reaction ये नहीं होता कि तुम लोगों को lay off कर दो. Certainly not. It could be a very good. Can you?
Can everyone kindly unmute their mics, please?
If say, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, please continue.
All right. Okay. If sales go down, you need to analyze the root cause analysis of why sales. Do not be very reactive in sales की यार पैसे कम पड़ने वाले और immediately मैं लोगों को यहाँ पर lay off कर देना चाहिए. समझो कि sales क्यों कम हुआ है. शायद तो एक बहुत हो सकता है critical issue हो जो तुम fix कर लो कि शायद your feedback wasn't very good. Yeah, you need to give more support to the existing client वगैरह वगैरह. तो sales कम होने का मतलब ये नहीं कि okay, it's doomsday and you need to start laying off people. Keep a threshold to this कि let's try this for the next 2 months, जिसके अंदर हम एक root cause analysis करेंगे कि sales कम क्यों हुआ है. Situations like these, like for example the corona pandemic आ गया, लेकिन यहाँ पर अगर तुमने plan किया हो पहले, you can still sustain and you could innovating better. So do not be reactive to laying off people. Hold it on. Look at your finances. Look at your time and effort. Look if some organic sales can increase with the existing ones, या तुम्हारा pipeline तुम और उसको healthy कर सकते हो. And depending on that, you could decide if people need to be laid off or not. But as I said, have a threshold. Could we survive for, look at a survival time, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then you could take decisions, and you could also do something to pump up sales. Sales going down is a good reason why you could also decide that I need to do something more than what I was doing so far. So that's, and lastly, always have a plan B. So do not wait to take actions on when sales go down. Think about that situation always. If you've seen Money Heist, all right, just as an example, the professor is always planning if you get caught, if this happens. So he's thought of all the situations. It's a brilliant way to thinking. That's how exactly we do our business, because you're thinking of all the negatives as much as the positives. One line which I read somewhere was, be reckless and drive blindfolded, but make sure you have the parachute ready just in case. Okay, so that's how you work in a business. It's very nice to be, chal kuch karte, धासु आइडिया है, मजेदार है, ये करते हैं, ये थोड़ा सा यार रिस्क तो लेना पड़ेगा. रिस्क लेना चाहिए, रिस्क के बिना बिजनेस चलता नहीं है. लेकिन रिस्क के साथ में अगर ये रिस्क बैकफायर किया तो हमने क्या करना चाहिए? That's a very important point. Money Heist was something that gave me a lot of pointers in my business as well. So that's question number 1. I'm giving myself about 5 to 6 minutes for each question so that we have enough time in the end for. Moving on to the next question. Is it necessary to always sell with an emotion rather than the product itself? Since social media has taken over, people have been buying on emotions much more than what they did earlier. Like earlier, people used to sell product with respect to how it is more relatable to you. Like Surf Excel के अंदर वो फिर भी दाग अच्छे हैं. You know, that's how they used to sell that. Oh, let your child have his childhood properly. उसको जाके अपने shirt मेले कर लेने दो. लेकिन उसको रोको मत. उसको कीचड़ में खेलने दो. और let them दादी के साथ जाकर उसने painting किया. So there are many things that people market or sell. Emotions certainly matter. Let's just take one step behind. In any sale, it is 3 steps. Okay. First is your first contact, jahan par people come to know about you, right? The first contact, the second is people become familiar with you. You familiarize people with what you are. And third is value addition, जहां पर जाके तुम देखते हो कि ये एक्चुअली जब यूज करूंगा मैं प्रोडक्ट मेरे लाइफ में, मेरे प्रोडक्ट में, मेरे बिजनेस में, जहां पर मैं उसको प्लग इन कर रहा हूं, उसमें कितना वैल्यू एडिशन होता है. Selling an emotion becomes very critical in the first contact because that's where maybe you connect with the audience. वहां पर तुम्हें सर्फ एक्सेल की, हाँ यार बड़ा क्यूट लगा दादी के साथ में जाके वो कपड़े, लेकिन अगर लेकर आके दाद नहीं, अगर वो साफ नहीं हुए, कोई फायदा नहीं है. So in the familiarize or the value addition phase, your emotions will not sell. So I'll never say it's a yes or no, but it depends when to sell with respect to emotions rather than trying to depend on emotions always. यार इमोशनल तो कनेक्ट कर गए, लोगों को बहुत धांसू आइडिया लगा है, और वो मैं जब बात कर रहा था तो बंदी की आंख में आंसू आ गया था. ओके, दैट साउंड्स परफेक्टली फाइन. उसके बाद क्या? उसके बाद इज द प्रोडक्ट is what is going to sell. So emotions, as I said, will work mostly in the first contact, jahan par aap contact kar rahe ho usi ke andar. There are many examples out here. For example, there was a product launched by a company in Singapore called the Roti Maker. तो माँ के हाथ की रोटी, there were so many expats living in Europe and US, और रोटी was something जो आटा लेकर आओ, आटा गूनो, और फिर रोटी बनाओ. There are many things that were happening out there. लेकिन in the end, emotions की वजह से people were, my brother who lives in Boston, he himself had gone and booked for it. लेकिन these people hadn't thought about production. The requirements came in much more than what their production was, and they failed. And then इतने बदनाम हो गए कि आज रोटी मेकर का अगर आप YouTube पे भी जाके वीडियो देखो, नीचे comments there, it has a large number of dislikes and the comments are largely very negative. So emotions के through connect कर लिया, लेकिन उसके बाद वो बेच नहीं सके. On the other side, when people do not use emotions correctly, you can take a look at the way General Motors. Okay, India is a country with the kind of population and many people require cars, especially in many cities where public transport is not optimum. In Pune itself, if I need to reach BVP, I do not have in the campus. If I need to come from Aunt, I have no means to that I can depend. I need to have my own car or a vehicle to reach there. ऐसे demographics में General Motors have never used emotions to sell. They depend, उनको लगा कि यार GM के कार Chevrolet के नाम बोलने पर बिक जाएगा. They did not connect to the Indian audience of how is this good for a family. Whereas if you try to look the way Nano was sold, they depend on emotions and also saying this is a very ये 1.5 लाख में आने वाली कार है, मतलब दो घर में 2 लोगों ने बाइक लेने की वजह आप नैनो ले सकते हो. Was it successful or not? But at least people booked a lot. At the same time, you can take a look at some examples which were completely agnostic. उन्होंने use ही नहीं किया है emotions को. Paytm, they were there at the right time at the right moment. जब ही Prime Minister came over and when नोटबंदी कर दी उन्होंने, demonetization करने पर Paytm automatically took off. Google Pay automatically took off. So these are some of the examples जहाँ पर emotions की जरूरत पड़ी लेकिन वो फिर भी बेच सके. To sustain after that, probably they still need to connect कि तुम्हारे सब्जी वालों को तुम मदद कर सको. एक certain emotion जरूर बेचेंगे, लेकिन in the end, if your product is not good enough that people will survive or continue using, emotions will not survive always. If your product is good enough, if it is novel, if it is new, people may still buy it if you're there at the right time. Some examples where a good combination of healthy emotions as well as product, Domino's Pizza. They sold with respect to, oh, they'll have friends sitting on a stormy night, but they'll also promise that less than 30 minutes delivery. Jio, Ambani, he struck at the right time when all other plans for all other cellular companies were increasing. He hit at the right time, और उन्होंने वही कहा गरीबों के लिए किया हुआ एक cellular network. This is how we marketed it. So he was touching on emotions. Club Mahindra, if you take a look at the way Club Mahindra has, they sell emotions, but they also invested in a lot in getting those properties. और उन properties के अंदर effectively आपने अगर Club Mahindra का देखा तो वो call करेंगे और कहेंगे कि जगह पर आओ, फलाना जगह पर आ जाओ, हम आपको बताएंगे कि ओ फैमिली के साथ में बहुत मजा आता है, कुछ कॉस्ट कटिंग नहीं होता, उतना ही खर्च होता है. I myself have taken the subscription because the emotion sold. But when I went to there, गोवा में जाओ तो मुझे पता है कि I can plan a Goa trip right away because I have Club Mahindra and I'll get a booking on there. तो मुझे वो बाकी चीजें बुक करने, I can always run off to Mahabaleshwar because I know the facilities are good out there. So some examples where emotions as well as practicality, or it was a good product, उसकी वजह से वो product sustain कर गया. All right. So that is question number 2. That is it necessary to always sell with an emotion rather than the product itself? Summarize. It is perfect in the first step when you're making the first contact, but in the end, it is a product that will help you survive. So moving on, the third question, it's a very tricky question, but the question is the right mentality one should have towards fellow founders and employees. Okay, I'm just taking a look at the time. Okay, we're doing good at time. Fellow employees, fellow founders and employees, it is just like a relationship, my dear friends. Everything sounds and seems very good in the beginning. बहुत सही लगता है. It's the spark. It's very romantic, nice. But then eventually, why the breakups happen is you've not spent enough time in understanding each other. ठीक है, मैंने इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया. मैं शायद तो मेरे मन में एक रूप है और मैंने तुम्हें उसमें घुसेड़ने की कोशिश की. I hope this person is this. तुमने क्या वो सच में इतना इन्वेस्ट किया to understand if your employees need you or you need your employees on a practical level. Secondly, just as in a relationship, did you invest enough time in communicating? Okay, बातचीत करना बहुत जरूरी है. Anything you like, anything you like, are you communicating enough with your team members or your co-founders? If your communication channel is not optimum, तो फिर mentality का फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. Because अगर suppose एक बंदा कह रहा है कि यार हमने थोड़ा सा ये इसमें जाके मार्केटिंग में और 20% हमने इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, and you are the one who understands finances better than that person. लेकिन अगर यार दोस्त हूं कैसे रोको उसको, stuck with me or she invest and brought some, या घर पे काम किया था हमने शुरुआत में. No, you need to think on a practical level. बोलो भाई अभी तो अपने पास जरा कम है. अगर तुम वो openly कर सको तो you are at a big have a company called Parallel Learning. They've been running it for 6 years now. उनकी लड़ाइयां, शाहनवाज who's a team member also worked out there, लड़ाइयां हुई है उनकी. मैंने देखे उनके झगड़े, धाम 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 पटाखे फुटते थे, लेकिन शाम को बियर लेकर जब बैठते थे बातचीत करते थे. इट यूज्ड टू बी नाइस, क्योंकि अगर तुम वो छोड़ सको, यू नो, जो ऑफिस में और छोड़ सको, उसके बाद भी तुम बैठ के रेगुलर तुम बातचीत कर सको. शाहनवाज एंड आई, वी हैव नोन ईच अदर फॉर क्लोज टू 30 इयर्स. जब बातचीत होती है तो गाली गलौज तक नहीं करते, लेकिन इन दी एंड जब बैठना हो तो वी आर स्टिल फ्रेंड्स, वेयर वी कैन स्टिल not carry our egos, but make sure that the end result of the company is in our mind. So this is with respect to not assume that you know, but you need to actually assess them and understand. Second, be friendly, but make sure you let you know who you're letting into your personal life. It's a very thin line between, for managers, like तुम पूछ सकते हो, लेकिन how good and how emotionally stable are you, ये बहुत जरूरी होता है. If you are emotionally volatile, then involving yourself too much with your employees may be detrimental. But this is a very vast topic. It's beyond. Yeah, hopefully someday I'll be able to give this. But yes, hold your cards close to your heart, and depending, you knowing yourself is very important. Or if you could be manipulated by your employees is another very big risk. So know yourself and know your employees. Be the leader and be the change you want to see. Expecting your team members to come on time while you yourself come in at 12 o'clock, if the login time is at 10 o'clock, is not going to help, because you're not setting an example. Lead by example. And lastly, the most important factor amongst co-founders or employees is your mutual give and take respect. सबसे जरूरी बात होती है. पैसा आएगा, पैसा जाएगा, काम होगा, लेकिन अगर तुमने इज्जत से, अगर तुम तुम्हारी इज्जत के लिए नहीं लड़े और तुमने अगर तुम्हारे एम्प्लॉयज या को-फाउंडर्स को इज्जत नहीं दी, it's not a very healthy workplace. I'm not saying the business will fail. The earlier generation was much before, because people used to get into a company with the hope that I'll retire from this company. But people today make it very personal. They want growth. They want, what did I learn more from this, etc. So उस चीज को मद्देनजर रखते हुए respect is going to be very important. Respect का ये मतलब नहीं कि तुम गलत को गलत ना बोलो. Respect and submission is a very different thing. बात भी करो कि are teams in this? Sorry. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. If somebody made a mistake, if somebody made a mistake और तुम कहो कि चूतिया है क्या, समझ में नहीं आता है क्या, वो इज्जत की बात नहीं होती है. या फिर जाकर वो कहो, look, this is wrong, we need to work on this. तुम्हारे body language, you be assertive rather than aggressive. तो वो language को contain रखने हुए, keeping your emotions in check, so that respect is a prime thing in the beginning, will make sure that your team. Shanawaz is sitting and smiling out there because I have probably used this language with him, but nevertheless. And lastly, something which I also spoke a lot about in the last session that we had, empathy. Empathy is कि put yourself in your co-founders or your employee shoes wherever required. उनके perspective से भी समझ के देखो कि अगर तुमने उनको 3 रात overtime करने को कहा है और उसके बावजूद you're asking them again, then at least talk to them. समझो कि maybe they do not want to continue working because they do not know कि इसका outcome क्या है in the end. So empathize. But all of this, especially with your co-founders and with your, a very important point is know when to take a back seat and know when to quit. नहीं जमता है तो नहीं जमता boss, लेकिन उसके ऊपर से do not keep beating yourself time and again. Hope and optimism is very good, but it would also turn out to be detrimental. So being realistic over being optimistic or pessimistic is the right way. So it's very nice, but in the end also have that reality check to नहीं जमता ना, चलो. This is the time that let's move about amicably. इज्जत के साथ जब तक निकल सकते हो निकल लो. That's important point that I give. Next question was best way. Joseph.
Yeah.
There are a couple of people who are giving chat messages. So if you want to interrupt me anytime, you could do that. Just curate through the chat messages. I'm not doing that.
No,
right?
I'm just waiting.
The next question was. Yeah. All right. Next question was best way to get reviews on your product. This is very critical, and of course reviews is very important because you know from the reviews what is working and what is not. लेकिन यहाँ पर ये बहुत जरूरी है कि तुम तुम्हारे प्रोडक्ट को समझो और उसके मुताबिक, this is very subjective, it's on a case by case basis. So depending on the product, you need to know when and how to get reviews. शुरुआत में देते ही अगर तुमने वहां पर रिव्यू शुरू कर दिया, let that person familiarize themselves with the product ताकि रिव्यू कुछ ज्यादा निकले rather than it's good, it's okay. Let them know, let them get used to using your product before you ask for reviews. Reviews could be in any form. It could be in audio, it could be in video, it could be written. From where you get, where go people go and write reviews. Abhi, for example, as an employee, okay, a company, तो उनसे वहां पर review मांगा जाता है. But that person may or may not be honest completely out there. But that person may go on Glassdoor and write a complete honest review by being anonymous. So Glassdoor reviewer will be more critical than the actual review that they gave during the exit interview. So what do you give more weightage? Do you just hold on to the exit interview because it makes you feel good? No. This is very important. If you're going to ask for reviews, be ready for negative reviews. In fact, statistics say that almost 35% chances are people will give you more negative review rather than when something went right. For example, if I bought imol plus and I had a headache, okay, और मैंने सर में दर्द होने लगा और किसी ने कहा कि imol ले लो, और मैंने imol ले लिया और मेरा सर दर्द चला गया. I will not write a review on that because it worked as I expected it to. But if I had a headache, somebody recommended it largely to me and I took imol and the headache did not go away, then my expectations were nullified. That's why I'll come and give a negative review. So do not think that negative review is something which is very critical. Negative review is nothing but a stepping stone for your progress. Stepping stone that I need to make changes here. Do not take it personally. You should of course be able to curate or sift out. Some people are just belly achers कि रोना धोना करने के लिए बैठे हुए लोग हैं. ऐसे लोग अगर है तो तुम्हें उतनी अकल होनी चाहिए क्या लेना है क्या नहीं. As trainers also कोई हमेशा they'll come and say that oh the cost was too much or you should have spent more time. वो हमेशा होता है. But we know practically हम कितना दे सकते हैं. But someone came and said I wanted you to spend more one-on-one time with us. वो समझ में आता है. We'll take it as and we'll put it. Okay. Challenge with respect to reviews, a very important challenges which we also in TLC we realized earlier was please give us a review. एक बहुत ही subjective तुमने अगर method try किया, then people delay it because you're forcing them to think. तुम उनसे expect कर रहे हो कि तुम points जमा करो. तुम सोच रहे हो कि तुम वो points तुम क्या बोलना चाहोगे जमा करो, and then you're expecting them to answer. This is where reviews get delayed. People will procrastinate in giving reviews. Okay, you need to come up with a mechanism where the answer could be yes or no, or it could be direct answers rather than inferred answers. समझ में आ रहा है जो difference है? For example, अगर आपने पूछा, so how did you like the training? They'll just say it was okay, it was good. But if you go more clearly, how do you like did you think that the time was sufficient for the training? Then you'll say yes or no. Do you think that we need to add more content to the training? So now you are empathizing with your end audience, and you're splitting down the entire review so that they will be able to talk about. So if you even go on for a video recording, you'll say, could you specifically talk about your input about our content, or how you liked our UI? Give specific points and let them talk on that. This makes review more easy to collect and also for you to present in the future. If you go through the video, which was F at the end of the training, will give you at the end, that video link will also show you that when we went for review, we asked very categorically ki iske upar baat karo. So when we went to the point of contact who decided to partner with us, we asked her ki uske upar baat karo. One of the participant was a leader. We asked him to talk about how it improved in his leadership skills. So categorize accordingly. That will make your reviewing more easier. And as I said, negative feedback is very critical. Be ready for even if you go on like Play Store and you click on an application, और उस application में जब तुम देखते हो तो पहला वाला it will be number of stars, 1 or 2 reviews below there will be a negative review. Even Google has that algorithm कि वो negative reviews को दिखाता है, because that makes it more realistic. Nobody wants and nobody believes that this is so perfect, इसमें कोई गलती नहीं है. Then immediately you think कि is this something cooked up, इसमें कोई जरूर गड़बड़ लग रही है. So when you see the bricks and the bouquets, positive or negative, दोनों साथ में पढ़ने पर people start relating it with more. Clear? And we are at 28. All right. So, and the last one, I think this must be the most common question that came to you. Best ways for funding.
Yes.
Okay. It's a very vast topic. In fact, Joseph, I would like this question to be next time अगर करो तो एक 15 to 20 minutes का हम सिर्फ funding के ऊपर एक topic कर सकते हैं.
Definitely. Actually,
All right. But
I would like to interrupt you there. The main question was like, what are the basic terms that come into funding? You know, there are angel investors, there is angel funding, then there is first round funding, second round funding. It was basically the terms. The terms are yet not being cleared by people. Like funding is not only funding there like that.
Okay, fundings के बहुत सारे technique हो सकते हैं. So now let me take it like you have an idea, okay, and you want to create a product. The first इसके अंदर you need something that will be the built up cost, यानी product बनाने के लिए, right? So that is called an FNF funding. So friends and family, you try to see कि मेरे पास खुद कितना corpus है, मेरे family में कोई है जो because of your branding. So people know who Bhinoy is. People know that okay, Bhinoy does something. He does it something with. Oh, you upgraded.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. That's great. Let's see.
All right. So I know I'm at least happy that I'm not chasing a deadline. Going back to the answer I was giving, your friends and family is very critical where you're selling a brand. Okay. And people will invest unless you have a very rich father, but maybe there's an uncle who has running a business और तुम्हें पता है कि उनके पास थोड़ा सा पड़ा है और वो जानते हैं कि तुमने इंजीनियरिंग में अच्छे मार्क्स लिए, तुम बचपन से उन्होंने देखा है कि तुम जो करते हो सिंसियरली करते हो. ही इज अ वेरी गुड स्पोर्ट्स गाय, तो उसका फोकस एंड अटेंशन भी अच्छा है. अंकल मेरे पास ये क्या आइडिया है, तुम इसके अंदर इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. फर्स्ट इज एफएनएफ राउंडिंग, जिसके अंदर यू हैव टू बी वेरी प्रैक्टिकल अबाउट हाउ मच इन्वेस्ट, क्योंकि एक आइडिया है जिसको तुम बिल्ड कर रहे हो. आइडिया बहुत धांसू लगता है, लेकिन जब बिल्टअप होने लगता है तो उसकी क्या औकात पता चल जाती है तुम्हें कि कौन कितने पानी में है. सो इन दिस इट्स एफएनएफ फंडिंग एंड दिस इज मोर ऑन, कोई कह देगा कि ले लो भाई, जब चाहिए तो वापस. इट्स मोर लाइक अ लोन. Whenever you go in for an any venture capitalist या कोई seed funding के लिए जाते हैं, then they're looking for a share in your company.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be either vested shares or it could be equity. That is a percentage of partnership in your company. Now that I in my company that I have run two. First was Atomic Tower, which is a software company, and then second is TLC. Atomic Tower, the funding that we were trying was completely North America, that is US and Canada. And TLC, we've not required to take because our sales, our operational costs are very low. Because of which sales is what has helped us survive so far. Okay, in fact, because operational cost is less than 9% of the total thing, I can even think of good salaries, and there's also corpus to survive in situations like the COVID-19 pandemic. Having said that, after the FNF funding, if you ever plan to go, what are the different types of funding? So seed funding is something similar to what so if you do not have FNF, okay, friends and family, seed funding वो होता है कि कोई initially तुम्हें दे दे, एक छोटा अमाउंट देता है जिसके ऊपर तुम आइडिया को बिल्ड कर सको. Seed funding is very critical, and it is really very difficult to find unless you have a large brand that you, sorry to say, I'm really putting it out, if you're a BITS Pilani graduate, or if you're an IIT graduate, or you have a very solid internship program that you've done, etc., अगर तुम्हारा brand बहुत strong है तो तुम्हें seed funding मिलता है. Angel investors are people who will not only invest in your company, but they'll also be guiders. Some people are there जो एक amount दे देते हैं, they think you have a very brilliant idea, और तुम एक amount दे देते हैं. These are venture capitalists. कि एक venture है, तुम्हारी company है, उसमें आके उन लोग invest करते हैं, and then they expect कि this is where it becomes very critical. तुम बोलते हो, okay, these are my sales projections. This is where I see myself in 16 months. तो तुम अभी अगर पैसे डालोगे, I have this complete business plan. Sales with respect to positive, negative, सारे रखते हुए 16, I can show you 38% growth. That's when a venture capitalist will have confidence in you. A seed investor will come in and he'll be more involved in your company than an angel investor. Clear? Sorry. An angel investor will be more involved in a company than a venture capitalist, because that person will be, वो शायद तो देखेगा, he or she may even come with you in one of your sales pitches, or will even decide कि तुमने कौन सा channel partner करना चाहिए. These decision making angel investors are also part of. A very good book, if you want to understand this, is the Google Story. It's a brilliant book where how Google people, Sergey and Nick, when they went ahead and the different kinds of funding and what they gave away from the company and what they got becomes very clear. It's a very strongly recommended book for anybody who's starting their own company, the Google Story. All right. I hope I've answered different types of fundings that you could take. All right. So seed funding dekh liya, FNF funding dekh liya, angel investors and venture capitalists. Yes, Jose, do you have a question?
Yeah, we have a question right here that how we should deal with taking time taking part, like while introducing startup to the market, but due to some reason it's getting late. Like I think the meaning of this question is, when should we actually enter the market? What is the correct timing, and how do we see the market that this is the right time for our company to, you know, like get in onto the market?
The biggest problem with many ventures that fail is they start with an idea और immediately वो लोग development शुरू कर देते हैं. Market analysis, competitive analysis वो लोग करते नहीं. Okay, like how many such products are out there? What is your USP that on which you can go and sell? ठीक है, वो sales strategy क्या है, ये सारी चीजें सोचते नहीं है. I'm not saying that okay, थाली में सब कुछ बनने के बाद ही मैं बिरयानी बनाना शुरू करूंगा कि गोश्त खाना बाकी कम से कम प्याज तलना तो शुरू कर दूं, लेकिन गोश्त कम से कम लेने के लिए कोई गया तो है. ठीक है, तो when to go into market etc, ये तुम्हारे reality checks अगर तुमने competitive analysis अगर किया हुआ है, like for example I give this example of Oyo also. जब ओयो वाला बंदे के दिमाग में आइडिया था, उससे पहले 3 साल सिर्फ जाके ये एनालिसिस कर कस्टमर्स जो खरीदने वाले हैं. Okay, so if I have to go into a hotel and establish Oyo out there, उनके क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो मैं सॉल्व कर सकूं, या फिर वो लोग जो आके पुणे रेलवे स्टेशन पे आके जब एक बंदा उतरता है, उसको पता नहीं मैं कहाँ सर्च करूं कि पुणे में रात के 11:30 बजे अगर मैं आ रहा हूं तो where do I go and book a hotel? Okay, तो Oyo रूम ने वो प्रॉब्लम भी सॉल्व किया. तो because he had done his market research, done competitive analysis की ऐसा कोई नहीं मेक माई ट्रिप वगैरह देता, लेकिन दे ओनली गिवन हाई प्रीमियम होटल्स. ट्रियागो देता है, लेकिन वो स्मॉल टाउन नहीं करता है कि इंदौर के कूचे में जाकर अगर मैं ढूंढने की कोशिश करूं तो मुझे शायद वहां पर होटल नहीं मिलेगा. तो उसने एक कॉम्पिटिटिव एनालिसिस भी किया, उसने मार्केट रिसर्च भी किया. तो व्हाइल ही वाज डेवलपिंग ही वाज वेरी श्योर कि मैं वहां पर जाना चाहिए. It's not completely serial based कि ये होने के बाद मैं जाके कर सकूं. While you're developing itself, you should actually go. Right now, what we are also in TLC, we are coming up with a new product called continuous self-learning process, CSLP. So while we're developing that, every week we are giving out small snippets to different kind of users. So we are looking at L&D heads, learning and department heads. We're looking at HR heads. We're looking at executives, and we're looking at managers. और इनको हम धीरे धीरे प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करते जा रहे हैं फॉर फ्री.
Okay,
टेस्ट करो ताकि
Mr.
उनका
Bhinoy,
feedback हमें
just I would like to interrupt you there. We have got last 30 seconds, I guess, with us. We'll just conclude it now.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So investment के ऊपर, as I said, it's a very vast topic. Joseph, I leave it to you.
Yeah.
Where you could decide हम investment के ऊपर अलग से बात कर सके. But going back to all the 4 questions, I think I've answered about reviews. I've answered about the right mentality. Emotions over sales is a very good question. And lastly, when to expand on the team. So
Okay.
I'll leave the last couple of minutes to you to curate if there are any questions. I think some people have written chat messages.
Yeah. Actually, I'm really sorry. Like, we could not attend all the questions that are in the chat right now because, you know, time foundation was there. But I'll definitely get in touch with Mr. Bhinoy and I'll try and solve all your questions. You kindly ping me personally and then I'll just forward those questions to Mr. Bhinoy and then we could.
Yeah, and we'll just send you a message which you could send to everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Jose, to know more about TLC. So guys, we look forward to at least collaborating with you. TLC has a lot to offer other than plain sessions about entrepreneurship, etc. There's much more to offer. There's a video link that we'll be sharing with Jose, which we'll share with you. Get in touch with us or a team, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All the best,
Thank you so much.
guys.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. And it was a very introductive and nice session.
All right.
Informative. Okay.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you. Bye-bye. Yeah. Bye.
Likewise. Bye-bye.